All right, guys. It's been a lot of legislative talk over the past couple of weeks. Can we have a cannabis beverage?
Yeah, I need to take the edge off.
All right. So, Steve, you brought some today. I mean, I'm not even going to do my usual spiel of like, so what is this, all that? Just tell us what you brought and let's pour it out.
Should I read the back of the can?
All right. Yeah, I mean, you got to at least tell us what flavors are in it and what cannabinoids are in it, because I think that's one of the things that makes it super unique.
Yeah, absolutely. So before I got into cannabis, I was in cold-pressed juice, raw cold-pressed juice. Was a part of a company. One of my favorite juices to make was apple, lemon, ginger. Real simple, ALG. So yellow apples, lemons, and ginger. I mean, just a little bit of ginger, just a little bit of lemons, mostly apple juice. Cool. So it's a sweet flavor paired with some tangy or sour, and a little spice. I brought that idea to Andy and Modist because I know they had done apple, I know they had done ginger, I know they had played with these flavors, but I wanted to really make it cold-pressed juice or health and wellness focused, but also not just make a THC beverage or a CBD beverage. Like, I really enjoy getting my cannabinoids in a balanced, well-rounded way. And I love CBG. I've been a big fan of CBG for years. CBC was one that I really took an ear to. I talked to one of our former interviews on the podcast. I heard from Steven that CBC was really selling well. Cool. And that was all I needed to say, hey, should I put CBC in this beverage? Because there are leading minds in the cannabis beverage industry within our network, who've been on this podcast. And so the biggest thing was, how much is this going to cost? Is this going to be really expensive? And that's why I left CBN out. At the end of the day, I didn't think CBN needed to be in this beverage because, I mean, as much as I enjoy CBN and I like having it apart, 0.5 milligrams of CBN is not going to make or break your experience.
For sure.
And, we could talk a lot about that. But basically, the other big thing was we were coming up on Canna Connect 4. And that was going to be like my last big event for a while. And I was like, well, how cool would it be to pair a beverage with Canna Connect? And it dawned on me, well, what if we put 4 cannabinoids in a beverage and we call it 4 Canna and we threw it ahead of Canna Connect and it would be 4 Canna Connect.
That's so cool, man.
It's literally 4 Canna Connect. So if you're a fan of Canna Connect, you're going to be a fan of this beverage. It's balanced. It's fun. I can drink 2 or 3 of these, whereas with Northern Lights, I would drink 1 and feel pretty good, maybe 2, and I'd be really enjoying myself. This one you can really sesh. Pick up a 4-pack. You may enjoy it all. Let's try it.
I dig it, man. Yeah, I love that blend of cannabinoids. Thinking about if I wanted a seltzer that maybe wasn't that end of the day kind of seltzer, but maybe something more of I'm going to sit around. Maybe I want to have a creative brainstorming session, future podcast ideas. Maybe I'm going to be sitting down listening to a band at a local venue. I really truly think that's a pretty cool blend for that.
Yeah, for as much as I talk and network, I was like, man, I want to make something for me. And you really inspired me to do it. So I want to say thanks.
Well, truly, man, congrats. Let's crack it open. Marcus has given us the look of he wants to try it. Oh, yeah. Love that.
Thank you, sir.
Wow, I love the color on that. That's super cool.
ALG, apple, lemon, ginger.
That's right. 4 Canna.
THC, CBD, CBC, and CBG. How about that?
Well, and tying it to our last story, this is a blend of cannabinoids that might not have been allowed under House File 100, but under the Reform Bill would absolutely be allowed moving in the future. And thankfully.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There, cheers.
Wow. Oh, that's really good. You get that spiciness of ginger on that.
Comes in and attacks the tongue.
Yeah.
But doesn't overpower it. The tongue fights back. You swallow it. You enjoy it. And there's a little bit of terpene. I don't think there's as much terpene as the Northern Lights beverage, but they are in there. And the terpenes that are in there are, I'll read them off for you, beta-caryophyllene, myrcene, limonene, and terpinolene.
Cool, man. Well, I will say, Northern Lights had a bit more terpenes, but those terpenes were all grown and processed here in Minnesota, which I think is pretty cool. I'm glad we were able to work with people to bring that Northern Lights blend into the state, but that tastes Minnesota.
This one was special, and I'll say 4 Canna also stands for being in this industry for 4 years and developing relationships, so I was able to pack terpenes and cannabinoids into a product that you can still buy for a 4-pack at a relatively normal price. So a lot of cannabinoids, a lot of terpenes, not too many, but I really worked hard to develop this with the relationships that I have.
That's so cool, man. Marcus, what are your thoughts on it?
Sophistafunk.
Sophistafunk. Oh, all right. That's a new one. That's a new one. Yeah, I totally agree with that, though, where it has like a nice sort of like sweet flavor. It feels like that sophisticated beverage, but also, I'll be honest, it's not boring. I think some of those sophisticated beverages are just like, yeah, that tastes like strawberry basil. Cool.
Right.
That tastes good.
It's not boring, like Canna Connect.
I have to say, I'm a ginger junkie, and I like the zzz.
Yeah.
But I often hear people say they can't handle the zzz.
Right.
But I'm still satisfied by the zzz. And I think it's accessible to those who can't handle the zzz.
Marcus is absolutely right.
Yeah.
It could
So
bite a little harder for the
smooth.
big ginger, but we wanted to not overwhelm people. And at the end of the day, beverages are meant to be, purchased over and over and over again. So stop by Dabbler Depot or any of your local retailers, and you can find 4Canna rolling out all month long.
It's like a gentle kiss with a gentle nibble on your earlobe.
Yeah. Thank you, Marcus.
I love it. Well, so if someone has a cannabis retailer, maybe they have a storefront, they're looking to sell products, is there someone you'd send them to get some 4Canna for their store?
There's only one guy I would send you to. A guy I've known for a long time. Known him since 2000. His name is Sam Milstein, and he can provide you with as many cannabinoids as you'd like.
Sweet. Well, we'll put a link to his Instagram in here as well, because definitely something we want people to connect with.
Yeah, shout out to Milstagram. If you need wholesale on the 4Canna beverage, Sam's your guy.